Silence is the loudest thing you're not using. The people who own rooms aren't the ones machine gunning words like an overcaffeinated TED Talk. It's the ones who can sit in 3 seconds of quiet without panicking, like they've got time and everyone else is renting it. If your conversations feel like you're auditioning for an auctioneer position against your will, this is your upgrade. You need to learn how to weaponize silence so that you get listened to, remembered, and respected without turning into a moody statue in a turtleneck. Here's why that matters. Most of us fill silence because we hate how it feels. Quiet is awkward. It's the elevator Wi-Fi wheel spinning in human form. So we over-explain, we apologize, and add just one more point, but then end up somehow sharing our entire childhood and a recipe for banana bread. People stop tracking. Your words blur into a wall of anyway, and the fix isn't to be louder. The fix is to use silence like punctuation, not punishment. When you put your words inside the right pockets of quiet, your ideas land with weight. You look calm. People lean in, and they remember you when everyone else sounded like noise. I'll be honest, I used to treat silence like it was a hot stove. If a pause showed up, I slapped it with a sentence. My most chaotic moment was a meeting where my brain decided the best strategy was to say literally everything you know. I rattled off bullet points like a human printer jam. When I finally stopped, the room didn't clap. They just blinked. Someone said, "So, what are you actually proposing?" It was embarrassing. A mentor pulled me aside and said, "Slow down. Let silence carry the good parts." I thought he was just being poetic, but he meant literal seconds. The next week, I tried it. I paused after the main point. I let them think, and suddenly questions came to me instead of at me. Same idea, same me, new gravity. That's when I realized silence is a reputation machine. Here's your first move, the entrance pause. When you join a conversation, meeting, date, family, dinner, it doesn't matter. Don't cannonball straight into the middle with, hey, just catching up quick. Take 2 seconds before you speak. Look around, check the vibe, then choose your first sentence like you're picking a chess piece, not swatting a fly. I'm not saying be mysterious, I'm saying show up with intention. Those 2 seconds tell everyone your brain showed up before your mouth did. When late night hosts step up on stage, they let the cheer fade before they talk. Do the same at a human scale. The second move is what I call the 2-second answer. When someone asks you a question, how's the project, what do you think, where should we eat? You wait exactly 2 seconds before answering. Not 5, not long enough for someone to actually call security, just 2 little clicks. Second 1 drops your heart rate. Second 2 organizes your sentence. Then you give the top line answer first. If they want more, they'll ask. They might joke, why the dramatic pause? Just smile and say, just organizing the good parts. Your restraint becomes your brand. Move 3 is the sip rule. Keep a glass of water, coffee, or tea, anything drinkable that doesn't scream middle school juice box. After your main point, you take a sip. That half second forces a natural pause, like adding a frame around a painting. You're telling the room, I'm not afraid of this landing. There's a reason expert negotiators keep a cup. They use it as a throttle. If your mouth is a Tesla, the mug is your brake pedal. Move 4 is the question vacuum. Ask a concise, pointed question and say nothing. Stay in friendly, curious face mode, but let them fill the silence. People hate vacuums just as much as dogs do. We'll clean them with oversharing. It's a way to respect the other person's mind. When you shut up after a good question, people think deeper. They surprise you. Relationships shift from performance to discovery. Try asking this on a first date. When did you feel yourself most this year? Then pause and watch them pull something real out. You'll remember that answer a year from now, and they will remember how you made them space for it. Move 5 is the drop. It's easy. You simply end your point and stop talking. No safety net sentence, no, that's just my 2 cents, haha, unless you disagree, in which case it's 1 cent and on sale. Land it. If your main line is, we'll win this if we simplify the offer, then stop. Look down at your notes, take a sip, let that line echo. The drop is uncomfortable because it's a tiny trust fall. You're trusting that silence will carry the weight. It will, but if you instantly pad your idea with fluff, you teach people that even you don't think it can stand alone. The drop says, I mean it. Move 6 is the echo. Repeat their last key word softly, then pause. The person says, honestly, I'm overwhelmed. You nod, overwhelmed. Then be quiet and watch what happens. They'll either correct themselves, actually it's more frustrated than overwhelmed, or they'll go deeper. It's the deadlines, and I hate that I can't say no. The echo shows you caught the word that mattered and gave it space to expand. Therapists do this all the time in their sessions. Great friends do this accidentally. You know how to do it on purpose. Move 7 is the timing smile. Silence can read as cold if your face freezes like a passport photo, so add some warmth. After a longer pause, let a micro smile reach your eyes. Not a clown grin, just enough to signal, I'm here, not withholding. Silence plus warmth equals presence. Silence plus zero face equals alarm. If you've ever been on a date with someone who stares at you like they're trying to download your soul, you know exactly what I mean. The timing smile keeps your pauses human. Move 8 is the reset breath. Before you speak on something that matters, breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4, out for a count of 4. Yeah, I know you've heard me say this before in other videos, but it's not just to calm you, it's to calibrate your cadence. Your breathing sets the rhythm of your speech. Short breaths, jittery words. Longer breaths, steady sentences. Move 9 is the exit gap. You finish a conversation. Store your last sentence in quiet for a moment before you physically leave. Instead of, great talking to you, okay, bye, do, great talking to you today. Pause. Let's pick this up next week. Then you stand. That beat creates a real-life movie fade-out. It tells the other person the exchange had a shape, not just a volume. You'll notice they often reach back out because you didn't just vanish like a Snapchat message. You ended on intention. Now you're probably thinking, this all sounds dramatic. Won't that come off as weird? Only if you dial it to 11 at a kid's birthday party. The art is scale. 2 beats here, a sip there, a drop when it matters. If you're with high-energy friends debating whether waffles are better than pancakes, which they aren't, pancakes are way better, talk like yourself. Save the big silence for meaningful phrases. Here's what silence does under the hoods. Our brains remember beginnings and endings better than the middle. Pauses create little endings. Every time you stop, you draw a border around what you just said. Also, we judge confidence not just by what people say, but by their tempo. Fast isn't bad, but frantic screams, I need you to like this, while steady says, I like it already. Finally, questions plus quiet equals depth. People will never find new answers while you're still talking. They find them in the space you protect. Let's stress test this in different parts of life so it's not just a meeting hack. Dating. You're tempted to be a circus. Tricks, jokes, clown car full of facts. You'll be entertaining, but you'll be forgettable. Instead, ask one good question. Pause, then echo a key word. They'll associate you with feeling seen. Friendship. When your friends vent, resist the fix-it monologue. Echo, question, pause. Watch your friendship level up without a single TED Talk. At dinner, drop your points and stop. Your uncle will argue with your silence and end up making your case for you. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, but what about when someone steamrolls you? Well, silence works there too, but differently. Try the interruption silence. Raise a finger slightly, hold eye contact, and be quiet until they trail off. Then calmly say, let me just finish this first and then you can say what you want. This stuff is all really powerful, but it does have some negative side effects to it. So here's some pitfalls to avoid. Don't weaponize silence to punish. Passive-aggressive quiet is emotional tax fraud. Don't overdose pauses until you sound like you're a buffering app. Sprinkle them out. Don't confuse silence with smallness. You're not shrinking, you're sharpening. People who talk less often say more because they respect the floor they stand on. You're aiming for that. And please, don't do the serial killer stare. Timing smile, soft eyes. We're not auditioning for crime documentaries. Now here's how to practice without making it weird. Record yourself telling a 1-minute story on your phone. Then retell it with a few of the moves we talked about so far. You'll feel like you're moving through molasses. When you play it back, you'll realize it's actually normal, and the important words pop. Next, in your next conversation, use 1 or 2 moves, and that's it. Not 9 new tricks in one day. 1 or 2 moves create a big difference because they compound. People respond to your quiet with more substance. You respond to their substance with better questions. The room starts to feel different around you. That's the secret sign you're doing it right. It's not just that you spoke perfectly, but that the energy got calmer and more focused when you opened your mouth. Now, there's a side effect that nobody warns you about. Silence raises your standards. Once you learn to stop filling space, you notice who consistently needs it. You stop rewarding chaos with attention. You choose rooms that value signal over noise. That shift is priceless. You won't waste your wit on people who just want background sound. Suddenly, your words show up less and matter more. So try this challenge today. Pick one conversation, a check-in, a coffee, a class discussion, doesn't matter what it is. Commit to just 2 things. At the end, ask yourself, did they lean in more? Did I say less but feel more heard? If yes, you're building the muscle. And like any muscle, it grows in recovery. That's the quiet part, so don't rush back into the noise. Silence is not the absence of words, it's the presence of you. Noise is cheap. Quiet is expensive because it costs self-control. But the return is what you came for. When you can hold a room with nothing but your timing, you stop begging for attention and start earning respect. Let everyone else try to be the loudest voice. Be the one they remember. Walk into your next room and treat your silence like a tailored suit. Wear it with ease. Use it to frame what matters. Say less, hold the space, and watch people adjust to you. Not because you bullied the conversation into submission, but because you made every word feel deliberate. That is how you become the person they look at when things get noisy. That is how you leave dense without raising your volume. That is how you win the room with silence and walk out with the one thing everyone secretly wants: admiration.